Alright, you beautiful peoples off the interwebs, it's me, Glyn, the CheapSkate Gamer. Of course, if you're on the Rumbles, it's the Wokeapotamus, and welcome back to another Weekly Freebie Games Roundup, where we're going to check out free games available for you this week from various sources, be it Epic Games, Amazon Prime, be it your subscriptions to your consoles like PlayStation Plus and Xbox Game Pass and other places as well, and of course the deals too. We'll have a look at a few deals that are available to you, bundle deals, all that sort of thing throughout the month of Scary October, or as I'm calling it on my live. Oh, by the way, I'm doing live streams by the way now, so check those out. It's one will be on tonight after this video goes out, and it'll be a Scary Wooktober. Play on my name there. Wooktober. Anyway, Glyn, stop yapping. Get on. Show us the games. I know. I'm terrible. Anywho, let's pop along to. Here we go. Epic Game Stores. Epic Game Stores. We've got technically it looks like two, but it's not. It's one free game on here on Epic Game Stores. The free game is Gravity Rush. This stuff is just shovelware, gacha, freebie crap. Let's not worry about that. But here's Gravity Circuit. Let's get the video playing. Come on, Gravity Circuit. You can do it. There we go. And let's read the blurb. So the blurb for this is: Gravity Circuit is a flashy action-packed 2D platformer. In the spirit of console classics, follow Kai, a lone operative war hero who harnesses the mysterious powers of the Gravity Circuit. On an adventure in a post-apocalyptic world inhabited by sentient robots. So essentially, it's a platform gamer, a little bit like what's my favourite? Bionic Commando. Looks a very similar sort of Bionic Commando meets what was it? Meet Mega Man, maybe something like that. Bionic Commando meets Mega Man. There we go. That's not a bad mix. So bear with me there. Right, let's come back out of there because we're going to have a look. We're going to ignore Albion. Forget that. Next week, we go back to more normal. We actually start getting some horror games from Epic. Look, Amnesia, The Bunker, and then you get the point-and-click Samarost 3. We've already had Samarost 2 from Epic. So that looks like a good week next week. Classic Amnesia, The Bunker. So, yeah, not bad at all. Okay, so let's go and pop along to the Prime Gaming. And we have 3 new games added this week. So we've got XCOM 2, Vampire the Masquerade, Reckoning of New York, and then we've got Tormented Souls, a game that I played on stream last Friday. I didn't realise it was coming up this week. So yeah, if you fancy that, have a look. Check out my stream from last Friday. Very hard. Anyway, let's have a little more look-see at these. Don't know if it'll play a video. No, I'll have to go and grab a video and read you some blurb. Here we go. Here's the blurb. Tormented Souls. Something terrible befalls Caroline Walker as she investigates the disappearances of 2 twin girls at Winter Lake. Tormented Souls takes you back to the classic survival horrors inspired by the original Resident Evil and Alone in the Dark series. Tormented Souls is modernised for the next generation by bringing a breath of fresh air to a fixed perspective adventures. I tell you what, the saving on it is a nightmare. It's like proper old school Resident Evil saving on that game. Anyhow, let's go and check out the blurb for Vampire the Masquerade's Reckoning of New York. Hell of a title that is. Explore the night time of New York in modern nights, where the delicate balance of power hangs by a thread. Navigate the treacherous waters of vampiric politics as you contend with an ever-shifting landscape between the Camarilla and the Anarchs in a city where every move could mean the difference between eternal unlife and final death. Will you carve out your own destiny amidst the chaos, or will you ambition spell of doom? Is that English? Ambition? I don't know. I think it's a story-based game, this one. I don't think there's much gameplay as such in it. But anyway, there's your Vampire game. And then we've got XCOM 2. Great game. Let's face it, you can pick this game up for pennies anyway. But let's read the blurb. XCOM 2 is a sequel to XCOM. No shizzle. Enemy Unknown, the 2012 award-winning strategy game of the year. It was a great game, but XCOM 2 is even better. Earth has changed. 20 years have passed since the world leaders offered an unconditional surrender to the alien forces. Lackeys. XCOM, the planet's last line of defense, was left decimated and scattered. The aliens rule Earth, building shining cities that promise a brilliant future for humanity on the surface, while concealing a sinister agenda and eliminating all who dissent from their new order. So it sounds like a fight back in XCOM 2. Yeah, I liked it. Great game. Right, okay, there's your free games. Don't forget, on Amazon Prime there are others you can still grab while we're hot, while the iron's hot. But there's none. It's a little bit lackluster. They're about to rebrand Amazon Prime to, I can't remember what it's going to be called, but Luna Basic or something like that, or Luna Prime. There. So Residual's probably worth a look at. Tower of Time, Subterranean, XCOM 2, Tormented Souls, everything else. Or maybe this Labyrinth City is worth a little look at. Oh, Tin Hearts is quite cool. And then the rest of the Heroes of Loot maybe. Okay. It's half and half, isn't it? It's a bit of half and half. It's a bit of rice and chips from the old Amazon Prime there. So let's go check out some Steam deals. First off, let's check out, have we got any freebie games? I haven't checked. No. So there's nothing being given away free. I'm going for the under £7 here. We'll start off. We've got Borderlands 3 is back down to a £5. Wolfenstein 2, The New Colossus, $3.74. That's a pretty good game for that price. What else have we got? There is something I really want to point. Kingdom 2 Crowns. It's had some new updates, but I think you can pick that up from CD Keys for cheaper. I do believe. Borderlands 2 for £5. No, get that from CD Keys. You can get that pretty cheap. What else have we got on here? The Gary's mod. Never used it, never played it. Hear a lot about it, but you can't get that any cheaper. It's £3.50. That's really good. This is an interesting game. This Europa game. We're gonna have a little look at this one. I want to show this one off. This is basically Studio Ghibli. If they ever made a game, this is what it would be. Oh, I've got too much volume there. My son. Yeah, this looks absolutely sweet as a nut, and I love these sort of. It's described as Zelda meets The Journey. Although it looks open world, apparently it's not that open world. It just has that feel of an open world game. It looks beautiful, really stunning, and that's. I have checked all the other sites. You can't get it for less than what they've got it on there for. So that is a deal, apparently. A game I've never heard of, a game that looks amazing. The reviews are pretty good, 87% of positive views on that. Castle Crashers down to $2.99. It has been cheaper on Steam. I've had it for about 99 pence. Wolfenstein, the 2-pack, so you get 2 games there. Which one is that? I can't read it. Wolfenstein, the New Order, and the Old Blood for a £5. That's pretty much a good deal. These are pretty good deals. The Sherlock Holmes Chapter 1 2021 game, £3.49. The Green Hell, the game that Mr. Rotella on Rotella Games, the man from Rotella Streams, The Myth, the Man, the Moustache. That's only £5.62. He finished that over on Sunday, so he'll be playing something new. I think he's playing Project Zomboid this week, actually. We'll be checking that out on. He might start on Saturday. I think it'll be Sunday. He'll start that on. Lo-fi Spirit City Lo-fi sessions. This is pretty cool. You can put this on in the background if you've got work to do. I was thinking about getting this for my video editor, so while I'm video editing, I can just have some really chill tunes in the background. It's also stream safe music, so you can have some put this on. It's probably quite. It's probably doesn't use up too much video game resources, as it's more or less just animated screens. But you could use the music for your backgrounds. In fact, you could use the background as a background for if you're a live streamer, because there's nothing wrong with sticking yourself over the front of this. It'd be interesting if you can get rid of the actual character and just have the room. I mean, that's building a room, because then you could put yourself in there and do when you're doing you're just chatting. I just thought that. Yeah. The WRC 10 $3.99, but it's also got the WRC Generations is $3.99 as well, which is could be considered a good deal. Lego Brick Tales, that's a cool game, £3.74. That's a good price. Journey's on there, an amazing Journey, the award-winning getting a bit old in the old legs now, Journey. But I think they should do this. It'd be nice to see Journey go for like £1.50, so everyone can just jump on it, because it is a great game. Very short. Finish the game in about 50 minutes, but it's one of those leaves a lasting memory, a seed of memory. Right, I think we've gone through enough. This Light Keeper looked interesting. I don't know if the reviews are 83%, not too bad. The Dungeon Double Dragon games here, the remakes of Double Dragon. Right, I could be going on through. Oh, there's the WRC generation. Oh, sorry, it's a bit more. It's 524. It's a 2022 game, but not very well liked for some reason. I've probably got some dodgy EA tactics or whoever makes it. It's probably got, you know, those horrible transaction, what they call it, microtransaction type things in there. Right, anyway, I think I've blabbered on enough about the Steam. You can go and check that out yourselves. It's not as good as the deal that was last week, but there we go. Let's go check out PlayStation Plus, because it is a new month on PlayStation Plus when it finally eventually decides to load in. And we got some great games. We have got the man, the myth, the legend of Alan Wake is back with Alan Wake 2. You need... I don't think there's a 60 FPS mode on that game, but I think the type of speed, the type of chill of the game, the ambiance of it, I think you'll get away with 30 FPS. There may be a high frame rate mode, I don't know, I haven't played it. I've downloaded it, I haven't played it yet. Then we've got Goat Simulator 3, whatever. They're a bit of jokey joke games, aren't they? You can have a bit of fun of these for a while, but then they're nothing serious about them. And then we've got the amazing puzzle game Cocoon, a game I really wanted for quite a long time, so I'm quite pleased. I'm really pleased with this one, because I wanted Alan Wake 2, but I also wanted Cocoon even more so. That's a really cool puzzle game. Good use of the PlayStation 5. So yeah, they've picked their finger out their backside on this one. So there's nothing to be added to the PlayStation Extra. That is all the same as it was last week. So standouts there: Last of Us Part 2 remastered, which to be honest isn't really much of a remaster. You got 2K25, Green Hell is on there, you got some Persona game on there, Tactica, whatever that one is, the Invincible, so not much there. And again with the premium, nothing much been added onto the premium, so I think they'll be added on over the next week or so. So let's move along to the Xbox Game Pass. And new games recently added. Remember last week they added about 20 or 30 games because it must have been like a refresh. They're getting a lot of stick. They're changing their prices. Oh my god, Xbox Game Pass has gone crazy. They think they're going to get people to pay nearly $30 a month. It's 25 quid in the UK, £25 a month for Xbox Game Pass for the Game Pass Ultimate. I think it was originally used to be like $13.99. They are literally... They are... I don't know. I got... Without being being chucked off YouTube, I've got very little to say about it other than they are crazy. Anyway, they've only added 3 new games, and look at the games they're adding. So you're paying 25 quid. Look, they're adding Little Rocket, Soper, and Supermarket Simulator. Literally, like, I don't know, like AI slop stuff. Well, especially that one. That's going to be like... absolute. They're adding slop games to your Game Pass now. It's like, oh, we'll make our announcement, we'll chuck a load of good games in, yeah, so we can cover that up and thing it, and then the next week we'll just chuck them a load of slop because they've already signed back up. Wow. And then if you're on PC, you get even worse slop, because you get games from like 1982, Heroes 3 and Heroes 2, and then you've got Monopoly Madness. So yeah, enjoy your Game Pass slop. And that's only if you're paying like stupid money. I'm trying to remember what they have changed the games in Game Pass Core. So I try and find Game Pass Core. It is in here. Bear with me, guys, while I try to find. Here we go. They've changed Core to they've called it Game Pass Essential, and they have changed the games out in that. Well, they're supposed to have. There's not much really in there. And by the way, Game Pass Core is now nearly 90 quid a year. That is like the price of PlayStation Essential, and that's all you're getting. You're not getting any new games every month on Game Pass Core. You're literally just getting like the 40 or 50 games that they chuck at you. Whereas at least with PlayStation Extra, you're getting you're getting new games every month, and you're getting the extra content. So so the PlayStation Now is the better value. Okay, you're not getting game day one gaming, but so I should be on here. You're not getting day one games on PlayStation Premium. Fair enough. Although you do get some, but not like the AAA ones. But if you want the Call of Duties and all that type of thing, you need to be on Game Pass. But let's be honest, if you're a big Call of Duty player, that's the one game you buy. So you may as well just buy the game for 80 quid, 90 quid, or whatever they're going to decide to start charging for it. Personally, I think games should be capped at £45. I think that's more than enough. I think $50 is more than enough for any game, and I think budget games. Well, you look this year, right? I'm gonna rant now. Rant time. Ready for rant time. Hold on, let me change my screen. Right, let's get ready. Ready for rant time. Okay, let's talk rant time here. Game prices. It's ridiculous because some of the biggest selling games this year have not been full price games. They've been smaller budget games that just come out. Games like a game called Jump Space, just released, 15 quid, amazing game, blows everything else like it out the water. Games like, I'll try and put some video off the games I'm talking about. Games like Helldivers 2, that was a £35 on release game, quickly went down to about 30 quid. Again, that's half the price of what these AAA companies, so-called AAA companies, are producing. People are still playing Helldivers 2. It's still one of the most popular online played games at the minute. So, anyway, I'll rant over. There is no reason at all to be selling games for 50, 60. Oh, but we need our money back. Well, if you want to get your money back, reduce the price and sell, because once you've made the game, the money has gone into making the game, if you know what I mean. You need to make that money back. Whatever happens, you've got to make the money back. The best way to make the money back is sell it cheap, stack it high. In other words, sell lots of copies, get your thing, unless you don't trust the product you've made. If you don't trust the product you made, you're going to stick it out there for 90 quid thinking some less informed person's going to go, oh, I love that franchise, not knowing that that particular game off that franchise isn't very good or is broken, will buy it. And hopefully you're like, oh, gotcha, got your money back. Hey. Whereas if you believe in the quality of the software you produce, you could sell it for a tenner. But if you sell 100 million copies for a tenner over all the formats, you will make more profit than if you try to sell that game for 100 quid and only sold 1 million copies. The maths are correct. I've done the math. The math is right. My math is mathing, okay? My math is mathing. Right, okay, let's get me out of here. We're going back to here. Right, we're going over to some bundles. Rant over, bundle time. We're going to Fanatical bundles. We've got a couple of new ones to go through. And again, nothing great to be said here. We've got a Bethesda Legends bundle. A Platinum Collections bundle. I'm not sure if we went over this. Yeah, I think we went through this one last week. 3 games for a tenner. Standouts there. RoboCop. And I can't really point out any other standouts, to be honest. Yeah, so there we are. That's the Platinum Collection. We'll be quick through these. We got Bethesda Legends. These have all appeared before. 2 games for 7 quid. Like I say, you can get Wolfenstein New Colossus cheaper from Steam at the minute. So this is already a poor deal as it stands. So yeah, no good there, Fanatical. And then we've got Military Operations. And this is 2 games for a tenner, and I know nothing about these particular military games. So if you're into it, there we are. You've got a deal. If you're not into it, it's a nothing burger. So there we go. There's your Fanatical. There are other deals available. Personally, I would go. Oh, hold on. There's a new one just launched. Let's check it out. Triple pack. Let's have a look. Oh, they're £1 games. Lovely. So we can get 6 games for under £3. Wow. Okay. Let's have a little look what's on here. Railroad Corp. Lovely. We got triple packs inside of a triple pack. Wow. Okay. You Sucker Park in Bomber Crew and Space Crew. That's actually a good deal. Wow. I don't know what this Z-Run game is. Is it Hellbringer or something? What does it say? Hellbreach Vegas. Medieval. Dusk is on here. Toilet Spiders. Falconeer's on here. Wow. The Warrior Edition. That's already in my cart, unfortunately. Canarium, a horror game. Okay, this is ow, okay. Sorry, I do take back a little bit about what I said about Fanatical. They've actually got one good thing. So go and check out the triple pack bundle. Always go for 6 games you got to add. It used to be 5 games for £3. You got to add 6 games now. Oh, that's a bit cheeky. That comes in at £5 minus 35p. £6 minus 35p. £5.65. £5.64. Something like that. Sometimes they give you a 5% off. You can get that off as well. Yeah, that's a bit cheeky. 6 game. What would you add for 6 games here? That's a tricky one. Medieval, maybe? This is pretty cool. It's getting on a bit now. How good I got the sound on. 7 Evils The Vanquish is a first-person style Doom-esque type game. Pretty cool though. It's got a story. This is a good one though. This Doom, this thing triple pack. I think I've got all these games though already. But yeah, that's a nice little pun. Doomblade. Have I got this game? Problem is I got a lot of these games. I'll be careful. Okay, what's that? That's a top-down. Okay, twin stick shooter type. What's this Z-Run? So we're gonna have a quick look at these because I'm interested. Okay, that's weird. He's on a planet running around. Looks like an old PlayStation 1 game. Collectathon. 2 ways to walk the path. Play at your own pace. Explorer mode. Okay. Whatever. Oh, it's a bit of a platformer. Interesting setup there. It's very sort of like old school looking. Siegebreaker. What's that then? Top down tower defense, I'm gonna say. Is it tower defense? No, it's not tower defense. No, it's like a Doom-esque style game, top down dungeon crawler. Right, okay, there is something to be had there. I might have to have a look through those later on. Okay, so there's your Fanatical. We're going to go and check out Humble, the Humble Choice, well, the Humble Bundles. But first off, it's a new month on Choice. And these are your choice games for this month. And I think it's a pretty good month for choice. You got Atomic Heart, V Rising, System Shock the Remake, Story of the Seasons. This is probably the weaker one of the lot. Cryptmaster Anniversary Update, Shogun Showdown, Hotel Renovator, again another one of the weaker ones, and then Caravan Sandwich. That actually looks a lot better than it sounds. I don't know if you're making sandwiches in your caravan or if it's a witch that does sand magic on a caravan tool, and I think it's probably the latter. Can I click on any of these? Oh, we'll have a little look. Here we go, we'll have a look. There we go. I thought that graphically looked quite nice, that sandwich game, if you like little graphic adventures like I do. Shall I zoom in a bit on this one? Will that work? There we go, we'll zoom in a little bit. There we go. That looks pretty cool actually, that game. And we'll go in then, you've got, forget IGN Plus, who the hell wants that nonsense? You've then got this game, which is called Atomic Heart. That's a very fast video there. But yeah, that's pretty crazy. Show me some good... Why are they going to show the video at 100 miles an hour? It doesn't obviously play... There we are, look at that bit. Hey, she's get teabagging you. Hey, teabagged by a giant cybernoid robot. This is very similar to like Wolfenstein games, more or less. Pretty good, made by Focus Interactive. They're getting really good now. They really are crafting their art to a good point. Let me just fast forward this. Then we've got this V Rising. What does it say about it? Awaken as the Weekend Vampire. It's a vampire game. Okay, so we got a little bit of a horror setting for this month. Not a huge horror setting, but a little bit more. Looks pretty cool actually. This is sort of a 3D isometric vampire game. I wish it would have better gameplay videos. Ah, there we go. So you can see almost like Diablo-esque, I'm going to say. Looks pretty cool. Graphics looks okay. Not super amazing, but it does look cool. System Shock, here we go. Here's a little look at System Shock. This actually looks really nice, the remastered version. Based on an older game. Again, this game then became BioShock, believe it or not. So System Shock is the original game for BioShock, BioShock 2, or LEM. So if you like the BioShock games, definitely check out System Shock. In fact, I might live stream that game soon. I have already got that one. Here's the thing that I probably won't be playing. Build your own little gardens and watering plants. I can go outside and do that. Then you got Crypt Masters. Quite like the graphical look on this. So it's got something to do with words and spelling, and I don't know. So not for the autistic. Shogun World. Not sure what this is about. It's a roguelike. There we go. Thank you for letting me know that. Looks like a roguelike mixed with Final Fantasy VI. Then you got renovate your hotels, blah blah blah. Right, let's get out your choice. Let's check out the bumbles. That's what I'm doing now, bumbling. Then we got humble bundles. Have we got any new ones since last week? I think we've got Close Combat's been added, Wired Productions, and then we've got Lone Survivor. I'm sure I put Wartober last week, but we'll have a check anyway. Here's your Close Combat one. For the maximum price of £10.70, you get 8 games. Here are the games you get: Blood Rain, Last Soldier of the Ming Dynasty, Ghost Lore, Dwarven Realms, Blossom Tale 2, Into the Necrovale, sorry, Chronicon, Dungeons of Sandria. Okay, that's quite interesting. And then if you go £7.14, you only get those particular 5 games. And if you go £4.46, you only get those 2 games. So there could be some value here for 8 games for £10.70. Not sure, not really played any of those games, so I couldn't give you 90% on Steam, 80% on Steam, 86, 89, 95 on Steam. Some of them are a bit lower, so it's a mixed bag. Okay, so that was a Close Combat. Wired Production, do like this company. £17.70, so we're going quite expensive. There's 13 game bundle here, but they have got some newer ones. Martha is Dead, which that could be one of the games I'm playing tonight, by the way. It's on my list of games to play tonight, so I think we will check out Martha is Dead. So if you want to know what that's like, we'll check it out tonight. You've got Gory Cuddly Carnage, Bulwark Evolution Falconeer Chronicles. Nice mouthful there. Deliver Us Moon, great game. Deliver Us Moon, better than Deliver Us Mars. Deliver Us Mars, I was a disappointment. Deliver Us the Moon is actually a good game. Grip Combat Involved, the best VR racing game you'll ever play, in my opinion. I love Grip in VR on PC, it's amazing. Arcade Paradise, another game that's available in VR, but I think you have to have a separate version for the VR version of that. It's okay. I think people build it up a lot more than it's really worth. You basically make an arcade, but you can play the arcade games. I think I need to get further into it really, but it's the washing socks bit I don't like. Then we got Aero 2. Yeah, I know. Yeah, trust me, you wash socks in the game as well. Aero 2, Falconeer, Those Who Remain, and we got Fractured Minds, Tin Hearts. A lot of these are appearing in other places as well. The Last Worker and Tiny Troopers Global. But for $13.27, you get 9 games. These are the 9 games. I'm not going to read them all again. And £7.8, you get those 5 games. Okay, so that's not a bad deal because it's got Tin Hearts on it. That's not a bad game either. Anyway, that's your £17.70. Your Wired Productions. I do like Wired Productions. They tend to be of a certain quality. Their games. They're never crap games. They're always. Look at this one, 100% positive on Steam. That's a rarity. 96% positive, 84, 80, 88, 87, 80. See, there's only one here, Those Who Remain, 70. I have, yeah, and that one's 64. Okay, oh god, and that one's 47. Let's ignore those 3. The rest of them are pretty good. Right, and what else was there? I think there was one more, wasn't there? There was Lone Survivor bundle. I can't remember if we went through this last week, but for £10.68 you get 9 games. Conan, Forager, I think we've been through this. Breath Edge, Star Sand. Yeah, we have. State of Decay is the standout title here. But if you just want the State of Decay 2, just pay £6.22 and get these 4 games instead. Right, that one's done. Was there any other one? The Wartober one. And I think we checked these out last week actually. For £10.70, you get Space Marine Anniversary Edition. Not bad, a bit like a Gears of War, but quite old school now. Battle Sector games, Inquisitor. Yeah, we checked these out last week as well. Vermintide 2. That's not bad for £10.70. There's a good amount there. For £5.35, that's even better value really, because you're getting the gooder games, Vermintide 2, Chaos Bane, Warhammer Mechanicus. Yeah, so there we go. That is more or less where we're at. Thank you, I'm back. Yeah, that's more or less where we're at. Sorry about the rant halfway through. Game pricing is just going absolutely ridiculous. It's getting a little bit elitist. Video gaming used to be what us poor kids used to be able to afford and play back in the day. You know, I could afford video games when I was a kid on my pocket money. Back in the day, you could buy games for £1.99, essentially about $2.50, and for $2.99, which was about $3.50–4. You know, that was pocket money back in the day. And nowadays, like, even the bargain sort of indie games are like 15–20 quid. I was like, oh, it's getting stupid, man. It really is getting stupid. And you're basically, the companies need to sell consoles. Now, the consoles are getting ridiculously expensive. Then the games are getting ridiculously expensive. Somebody's got to give up somewhere. Either make the consoles very cheap and make the money back on a bit of games, or make the console expensive and let the games be cheaper. This is the thing PC has. This is why so many people are going to PC now, and more or less I have as well. Is because, okay, there's an initial hurdle that you've got to get over, and it's quite a hurdle. Either build your own PC or buy a half decent PC. It's going to cost you minimum 600 quid, right? It's going to cost you minimum 600, but the consoles now are 600 quid. So yeah, so minimum 600 quid, ideally around £1,000 for a PC. I pick up games for 50p, I pick up games for £1, £2. Like, I've had bangers. Then you've got your games being given away for free, which you don't really get on console. You've got to pay a subscription. There's no subscription to Epic Games. I have an Amazon Prime account because the missus buys about 20 things a day off it. I've got to have it, so I just get free games from my Amazon Prime account every month. There's other places you can get free games as well sometimes, like Itch.io. I've never really shown Itch.io, have I? I don't think they're on my... Let me just check. I don't think I've got them on here at the minute. No, I haven't. I need to add them. And then you got, like, if you have a little look at the background here, let me just, I can't pull out, but Humble Bundle, not Humble Bundle, CD Keys, which is now loaded. Where is it? There we go. Like, here we go. Let's go to this thing here. Load CD Keys, right? There's games on here. Let me just show you how to search. Go to PC games, advanced filters, change the price, maximum price. Let's put £3. I don't want to pay more than £3 for a game. Okay, apply the filters. Let's see what comes up. It'll be above my head. Gotham Knights, actually really good game. Shadow of War, an award-winning Game of the Year game. Under £3, look, £2.99. £1.50 for Shadow of War. £1.89 for Gotham Knights, which is actually a much better game on PC than it was on console. It's actually quite a good game on PC. Arkham Origins, another Game of the Year game, £1.20. Suicide Squad, not a bad game, not a great game, but for 99p, that's a banger. Alright, then you got Shadow of Mordor in there, £1.20. Injustice 2, a great fighting game, £1.40. Other stuff in here, Dying Light, the Essentials Edition, £2.99. Okay, then you got some the Lego games, Demon X Machina, Lego game for £1.29, another Lego game for 99p, and it just goes on and on and on. Like, there's just, some of these are AAA games. Assetto Corsa PC, £2.79. Mortal Kombat XL, £1.50. Alright, Return to Monkey Island, 99p. And that's actually pretty good, that is. 2K Drive, £1.50. These are games that even today, to buy on console, you're paying over $20. Look at this, Robocop, right? Quite a new game, Robocop. PC, £2.50. Like, it's absolutely... Quantum Break, an amazing game. Probably much better to play it on PC than on Xbox. £2.79. I better stop because this video's gone on too long anyway. Right, so there we are. I think that is basically my point taken there. Video games are just too expensive. Buy a PC, get them all really cheap. Right, clear out. Bye now. See you in the next one. Come and watch me stream. Come join the chat. Friendly chat. Yeah, we'll see you then. Bye now.
name. They got the games that won't break the bank, so come on over and join the crew. They'll show you how to game and save money too. CheapSkate gaming, yeah, you know the name. They got the games that won't break the bank, so come on over.